Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk by producer meteorologist Brian Good. A quick update here on the rain system coming our way, the one for Friday, and then we'll get into a little bit of a treat toward the end for some of you. We had a little bit of frost this morning north and east of town, Henry County around Carrollton. Otherwise, we're beginning to warm things up. Clouds streaming in now from the west. The rain is moving in, but look at the water view of the rain. It is approaching I-64. Notice it's relatively thick when it enters Illinois, and then it shrinks down to a more narrow band of moisture that's pretty thin across 64 here. That is the area that will survive enough to produce some very brief showers or sprinkles as we head into the rest of the day, especially this afternoon. Very, very spotty activity. Most of it will be ate alive by the dry air at play. So the best chance of rain is going to be when the actual moisture field heads our way. We are tracking that now with the latest in our dew points. What we're looking for here is the greenish colors underneath the rain itself, greenish gray, and you can see the moisture is pretty much south and west of this line. A lot of dry air still here in Kentucky and Indiana, so this system has some work to do, but it is going to produce some rainfall the way it's looking. Futurecast shows as we into this afternoon, sprinkles are beginning to break out along that little band that stretches its legs out into the I-64 corridor. Temperatures in the mid-60s before that. Overnight tonight, we'll keep that horizontal band feature going on the radar. Could end up with more than one band. The RPM could be very well onto something on that. But a couple bands of rain passing through the overnight. Morning commute, though, the low itself is going to tighten the gradient up, so we start to see some more yellows, and we likely will. It'll be a very narrow band. Is it going to be along 64 or south? We don't know yet, but a narrow band of some more localized moderate rainfall may develop for the morning commute. If you're north of that, you'll be relatively dry with just spotty showers, and even to the south of it. We'll monitor that band because where it sets up shop will likely be a big driver in how warm we get during the afternoon period and how quickly it fades away as well. If we stay cloudy and rainy, we're not going to get out of the 50s. If we are able to ease the rain back and get some thinning of the clouds and get a little bit of sun, we'll get in the 60s. I'm going to play downward for now. I'm going to go 50s. Kevin will be on later today. He'll evaluate the data, and if he feels like the trends are showing that we're going to get more sun or at least some thinning of the clouds, he will likely raise the numbers back up. So just kind of a heads up on the number forecast for tomorrow. And then here's a change in the RPM. It's showing that the boundary is still here. A little wave will ride along that and could have a little band of quick hitting little thunderstorms that may move through. I don't see anything severe, but some lightning and thunder may pass through with that little wave as we went into Tuesday evening. Something we'll monitor. We'll dry out Wednesday and Thursday. Good days to mow the grass. But then we head toward Friday and Saturday. We got this area of low pressure that's going to be impacting our area. It's going to be a slow mover. It's going to warm up ahead of it. In fact, we'll see that Wednesday and Thursday. So any thunder chance will come on the leading edge of the low, and then we'll get into a more general shower forecast by the time we get into the weekend. So Friday and Saturday, that is when the low passes by. Now, Saturday morning, it's still showing it being progressive through the Appalachians. Now, how progressive, that is key for the weekend forecast. If it slows down too much, especially along and east of 65, the rain chance will likely linger for a bit. Hopefully we'll get it out of here in time. We'll monitor that carefully. As far as severe weather goes, here's the GFS. It's about the only model I can look at. It's too early really to get a good handle on the track of the low for one, which obviously will impact the thermodynamics of the system, how much instability we would have, and energy period. But the low pressure will obviously be a factor in watching for directional shear. So we need to monitor that. There is some showing up here as we end to Friday. So far, instability is just not really there, so severe threat, is not really a huge concern at the moment. Maybe for Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. What is interesting, though, is when the low goes to our east, we're in the backside of the low, but if we get some thinning of the clouds, we still got the influence of low pressure over us, so it's cold above our heads. So if we get some sun, we develop Cape, and we could have some hailers develop Saturday afternoon. Very spotty thunderstorms mixed in with sunshine. A lot of you got graduations planned Friday and Saturday, I get it. Don't cancel, don't change yet. Just know that this low pressure is going to be what you need to be concerned about for the end of the week and the weekend, and stay tuned for forecasts and updates on that low. After that, now, this was the map I had drawn last week. Now, the model data has changed so much. It's trying to show a little bit of a cutoff low around the 22nd. So instead of a full-on ridge developing with heat in the 80s, we may have this little cutoff low that's going to throw a thorn in our side. It shows it there, phase it away by the 26th of May, just in time for Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully we get that warmer air to move in. We'll monitor that potential. All right, a little bit of a treat here for the upcoming winter. Shouldn't surprise any of y'all that I'm looking at this. The Japanese model does a really good job in long-range forecasting, and the outlook for the upcoming winter was thus issued for the month of May for the winter period. These are ocean temperatures. You can see La Nina, cooling of the Pacific waters. Still shows that cool pool in the Central Pacific. The warm water, which has been really dominant the past 3 years. It's there across the central and northern coast of the Pacific, but it really eases back into the Baja Peninsula. But the Atlantic and eastern seaboard begin to warm up. Now, when you look at what the ocean temperature was forecast to be for this past winter we went through, there's El Nino. We had that. There's that pocket of blue. But notice the reds were really dominant. And they were for the ocean temperature in Pacific. And notice the Atlantic and the Gulf were cooler than normal. So it is obvious that the ocean is going to have a major change compared to the past 3 years. So that means the weather pattern for our area is going to be different. How so? Don't know yet. I haven't had a whole lot of time to dive into winter details. I'll do that over the summer. But I'm at least having some fun with you guys at this point, and let's discuss the data. And because, here is the outlook that it had last year for the winter based on El Nino. It was shown colder than average over the east and south, and we ended up having that. We had a lot of snow, in fact, just south of Louisville. This year, with the flip, it is now forecasting warmer than average for the lower 48. Colder, by the way, in Alaska, which is usually the opposite of us. So I can't argue with that. I think it could be very active this winter, but I'm not really talking about snow either. I'll leave your thoughts on that one for now. See you on TV.